my name is Sarah Owens. This is my video submission for my class at Grand Canyon University, SCN 501, for the Professional Disposition assignment. Qualities that are indicative of a school counselor are a drive to help students become the best people they can be, as well as the compassion to care for a great number of people. Because of the demands that school counselors face, the people that go into that field need to have the dedication to deal with many students with numerous different backgrounds while having compassion to care and help those students. They are also advocates for their students. Behaviors of a school counselor are being honest, professional, and showing respect for everyone, regardless of their background. Additionally, they show curiosity in order to consistently grow in their profession to provide the best care for their students. With these behaviors, counselors seek to be truthful to themselves and their students, as well as set an example for their students to conduct themselves. Values shown within a school counselor are honesty, fairness, and having high but realistic expectations for themselves and their students. Having those expectations helps keep students accountable for their goals, and having that fairness ensures that while students are held to those standards can look different from student to student based on their goals and backgrounds. While all of these standards guide my thinking, the one that sticks out to me the most is having respect for the diversity of others, mainly because the other standards tend to fall into place. Having the respect for others coming from different backgrounds makes you become more aware of yourself and how you relate to others, which in turn can make you a more honest person with yourself and more compassionate with other people. It can also lead to become an advocate for others and trying to make sure everyone is treated fairly. Being respectful for other people is so important to me because I believe that without that respect, those other standards do not follow, and it becomes hard to be fair and compassionate. In addition to that, how could I ever be an example to other students if they don't feel like I respect them as they are? I would be ineffective as a school counselor and as a member of the school and community. The dispositions I possess that will lead to me becoming a successful school counselor are showing compassion, reflection, and curiosity. I know that showing compassion towards students who have never had that before can be life-changing, and I think that having compassion in addition to being respectful could be an example for students that could lead them to also show that compassion and respect for other students. I also know that I have a curiosity for knowledge and seeing what methods and theories work best for students, and also how certain methods work for certain students and not for others. I would also say that I have a dedication to this profession because I have seen how being a successful school counselor can affect a student in the long term and how an ineffective counselor can be harmful. Because of that, I do have that determination to be an advocate for the students who need that compassion to help them through school and give them the skill sets to use after they graduate and become adults. These dispositions determine my ability to understand different backgrounds and build stronger relationships with students and families through a need to have compassion and respect for those backgrounds, as well as becoming an advocate for those who have been oppressed. People from different cultures have many different needs from other students, so taking the time to get to know them outside of the classroom will help me become better at building those relationships and will also help me see where those students have been treated unfairly and how I can help them. I think that is also the same with students with learning differences. I want to make sure I have that curiosity to explore with the student where they're having learning differences, not to single them out or make them feel like there is something wrong with them, but to help them see where their strengths lie and how to help them navigate school. I also believe having specific high expectations for those students will help them reach their own personal goals and not expecting them to reach the same goals as a student with a different learning style, as that wouldn't be fair to that student. Additionally, working with those students will teach me how to also work with parents and be able to communicate with them in an honest and professional way. When building relationships between genders, I want to be as respectful as possible and be an example for other students to be respectful as well. Gender can be a very delicate issue, so I want to make sure that I am embracing and acknowledging students talking about gender, be it struggling with their gender identity or the difficulties they face being their gender. I also want to make sure I continue to learn about those issues and challenges in order to be fair to all students, no matter their gender. Before my first year of counseling, I want to work on being curious about ways to think outside the box and bring into the school I'm working with. I tend to be very aware of what I don't know and therefore don't want to ask someone with more experience if they have thought of doing something different or that something doesn't seem to be working. I want to be able to be more confident in my abilities to learn and collaborate in a way that does not make other professionals think I am telling them what they are doing is wrong, but instead seeing how we can improve and be better together. I want to use evaluations, data, and observations to continuously improve my counseling skills and see where I need to improve in those dispositions. For example, if 1 year I see that a student has improved directly after intervention, but the change was not long lasting, I want to improve on keeping expectations high for my students to encourage them to keep those skills long after their initial meeting with me. I would also want to make sure that I am continuing to grow as a professional and not using outdated theories or methods that could lead to me not being an effective counselor. Trends in society changes rapidly, so I need to be using feedback and data to see those changes and adapt with them.